The Singareni Company Limited is the only government coal producing company in southern India. SCCL produces about 650 lakh tons of coal every year and supplies to about 2,000 industries, mainly thermal power stations in Telangana state, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and other states. These power plants are mainly dependent on SCCL for coal. There are about 44,000 employees working in 45 mines spreading over 6 districts of Telangana. At the early stage of pandemic, the SCCL management has implemented numerous COVID control measures in all areas so as to save the lives of the employees and also see the production of coal is not interrupted. It is to note that if the coal miners are fell sick due to COVID, SCCL may not be able to supply required coal to the thermal power stations, which may in turn affect the power generation in southern India and also may hamper the production activity in about 2,000 small and medium industries like cement, iron, paper, etc. Under the able leadership of the Chairman and MD Singareni Siren, a multifaceted action plan, Combat COVID, is implemented meticulously. The highlights of our success story is as below. Extensive COVID awareness programs, distribution of 5 lakh masks and sanitizer bottles, conducting 1.34 lakh COVID tests, opening 11 COVID centers and ICU wards with 1,578 bed capacity, procurement of life-saving equipment, establishing 5 oxygen generation plants, deploying 62 doctors and 589 medical staff additionally, agreement with 25 super specialty hospitals for serious cases, mega vaccination camp to vaccinate all the employees, shutting down 26 mines for 50 days as a precautionary measure, day-to-day reviews and guidance by Chairman and MD. At the initial stage of COVID-19 occurrences, SCCL started extensive anti-COVID campaign in the form of pamphlets, posters, audio-visual publicity to reach out to each and every employee. Company has distributed 5 lakh masks and 5 lakh sanitizer bottles among employees. Physical distancing is strictly followed in workplaces too. COVID awareness programs are conducted in every mine and department by medical officers. In spite of the above measures, COVID cases are found among the family members and then in employees as the COVID cases are increasing in the state. The management has taken a decision to test, track and isolate the positive cases immediately so as to avoid the spread of COVID in the company. The Chairman and MD Singareni Siren took a special initiative and requested the government to provide rapid antigen kits on payment basis. On his initiative, the government issued 1.34 lakh test kits and the tests are conducted extensively. With this, company could trace out the positive cases among the employees. After rapid antigen tests, it is projected that the number of cases will likely to increase further. At this juncture, management has taken a decision to open COVID ICU wards and quarantine centers with a bed capacity of 1,578 as a precautionary measure. Company has 7 area hospitals and 24 dispensaries which have 886 beds, out of which 700 beds are exclusively earmarked for COVID patients. And these are converted into special COVID wards with all required facilities. In addition to this, company has decided to open separate COVID quarantine centers for the COVID positive cases by converting CER clubs, company schools, colleges and community halls in 11 areas. Management has procured the required number of beds and essential equipment for these centers by spending about 48 lakh rupees. After conducting mass COVID tests, company could trace out the COVID positive cases among employees and their family members. These cases are categorized in 3 groups: the mild cases, the moderate cases, the serious cases. The cases with mild symptoms were directed to stay in quarantine centers arranged in 11 areas. COVID kits consisting of 18 items which include oximeter, vaporizer, thermometer, medicines and other essential items were given to them. Nutritious and proteinous food is provided for the patients in centers during the quarantine period. Moderate cases are sent to company hospitals for special care and treatment, and very serious cases are sent to super specialty hospitals at Hyderabad and other important cities near to mining areas. This three-tier system of medical services has given good results. To render the medical services in quarantine centers and the company hospitals, management has decided to recruit medical staff on contract basis. 62 doctors and 518 staff are appointed on contractual basis, in addition to the 400 doctors and 600 paramedical staff working in Singareni hospitals. The company hospitals are already provided with the required medical equipment for general treatment. The chairman and MD Sri Sridhar has decided to procure additional life-saving equipment required for the treatment of COVID patients such as ventilators, monitors, etc. An amount of rupees 3.15 crores were sanctioned and the materials are procured. While the company was able to treat mild and moderate COVID cases in its hospitals, some serious cases are required to get multi-speciality medical services. At that point of time, beds availability for the COVID patients in super specialties was very meager in Hyderabad and other towns as the cases are increased enormously. SCCL chairman and MD Sri Sridhar directed the concerned to have an agreement with super specialty hospitals for the admission and treatment of the serious cases referred by Singareni. The management was successful in pursuing 25 super specialty hospitals for an MOU to spare some beds exclusively for Singareni COVID cases. With this timely act, company could save 1,010 lives of its employees. Company has spent about 48 crores towards the treatment in super specialty hospitals. When the COVID cases are increasing enormously, the management has taken a bold decision to shut down all 26 underground mines. Layoff was announced from April 1st to 20th May 2020. This shows that management gives top priority to the safety of employees than the production it gets from the mines. After vaccination and proper precautions, these mines are again opened after 50 days. After coming out of the first phase of COVID successfully, management has decided to give vaccination to each and every employee so as to contain COVID in second phase. At that time, the Telangana government was giving vaccine only to the frontline warriors like medical staff, Anganwadi workers and village Grama Sevikas, etc. On the request of Chairman and MD Sri Sridhar, the state government accepted the request to treat SCCL employees as frontline warriors and sanctioned vaccines. SCCL management organized a 10 days long mega vaccination camps throughout the Singareni and all the 44,000 employees are vaccinated successfully. During COVID second wave, there was an acute shortage of oxygen supply in cities like Hyderabad too. The company hospitals which were used to get oxygen from Hyderabad, Chandrapur, Maharashtra state too experienced the shortcomings. As a precautionary measure and to face any eventuality later years, the Board of Directors under the chairmanship of CNMD has given approval and sanction of rupees 3.5 crores to establish 5 oxygen generation plants in Singareni hospitals on a war food basis. These plants are established and never faced any shortage of oxygen by hospitals. The chairman and MD Sri Sridhar has been showing serious concern in combat COVID activity and reviewing on day-to-day basis on whole gamut of COVID-19 prevention and control measures with all the directors and general managers of all areas. He also conducted video conferences and reviewed the situation regularly. Task forces are formed under the leadership of directors.
All GMs I request, చాలా లిబరల్ ఉండాలా అండ్ అబ్సల్యూట్లీ వీళ్ళందరూ ఎంప్లాయీస్ వర్కర్స్ ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ అందరు మన ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ కాబట్టి ఐ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ అట్ దిస్ టైం right from the CMD down below all the people will work together and make each unnaka please tell me on a daily basis ఎటువంటి క్యాజువాలిటీ లేకుండా మన వాళ్ళని కాపాడుకోవాల్సింది.
He told that all the employees are the family members of the company. Let us take all the steps to save the lives of the family members. There is no bar on expenditure. Thus, funds were released whenever required. An amount of rupees 74 crores spent during last 1 year to combat COVID. The recognized and representative trade unions satisfied and appreciated the measures taken up by SCCL to save their lives. They expressed that no other government company has taken so many measures in nation to combat COVID as was taken by SCCL. With all the measures taken up by the company, the COVID cases have come down rapidly. At present, there are only 190 active cases out of 44,000 employees as on 30th July 2021. As the cases are coming down, the production also increased. Last year, during the first quarter of financial year, when the COVID-19 cases are found, company has produced only 9.5 million tons of the coal, which is half of its target. Due to anti-COVID measures taken by the company, the employees have come out of the COVID-19 and happily taking part in production. During the first quarter of 2021, company has produced 15.5 million tons with an increase of 60% compared with the previous quarter one. Dispatches recorded 16.7 million tons with a growth of 97.16% and recorded a turnover of 6,337 crores with 78% of the growth when compared to the same period of the previous financial year. During this pandemic, SCCL extended helping hand to the poor people of surrounding habitats by the way of conducting free COVID tests and providing medical services. SCCL supplied pediatric equipment such as phototherapy units, open radiant warmers worth of rupees 1.7 crores to the Department of Directorate of Health, Telangana State, and also donated rupees 40 crores to Telangana State Disaster Management Authority to help in fight against COVID pandemic in the state. The multi-phase combat COVID activities taken up by Singareni are appreciated by one and all. The public and the press hailed the steps taken up by company to save the lives of the employees.
సింగరేణికి సంబంధించిన వీడియోస్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ను సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. అలాగే సింగరేణి వార్తా విశేషాలు మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే వాటిపై లైక్, షేర్ మరియు కామెంట్ చేయండి. ఈ బెల్ ఐకాన్ మీద క్లిక్ చేస్తే మా కొత్త అప్డేట్స్ ఎప్పటికప్పుడు మీకు నోటిఫికేషన్స్ ద్వారా అందుతాయి.